Hello, howdy, hi, fellas. Welcome back to another episode of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. On the last episode, which was also my first episode of anything I've done here on this channel, we did the Banana Kingdom and the Orange Kingdom. Hey, look, okay, for the record, wasn't the worst intro in the world. But today, we're going to be doing the Watermelon Kingdom as well as, is it really, do I have to keep it like that secret, or is it really, can I just say we're doing the Apple Kingdom? Whoops, we're doing the Apple Kingdom after this. I know you visibly can't see it, but that is the plan book for today. Just wanted to say, I am recording this currently the day as part one's going live, and, wait, I want to get this. Yeah, that was, like, really important to me for some reason, and I kept my combo. You love to see it, but yeah, I'm recording this the day of part one going up. I believe it's been about an hour or so since the episode went up. And of course, as I expected, like, I am not expecting a whole audience to come running through whatever. My partner, she was there to support the video and everything. I part of the thing that initially convinced me to finally get around to doing these, because I had talked about doing Let's Play videos to her for a while, and my main, I guess, motivation, my main drive to actually start was actually, how do I word it? Sorry, I had just had lunch, so, I'm like having a burp in between, and I'm trying not to do some gross stuff of making that super audible. You don't really want all that, but, yeah, I had actually, the thing that pushed me to finally start making these videos was actually my partner, having my partner have something to listen to while she's at work. And I don't know, that just kind of puts me at ease a little. So, Bub, if you're watching this, hope this episode will do you well tomorrow as of the time I'm recording this. That is assuming I'm not lazy and actually get around to properly editing it. Not that I edit much. If you saw part one, it's mainly just a little fade in, then just cut it where you need to cut it. Not a whole lot of editing to be done, but I do watch over the whole recording for the most part, which, again, the recording that I watch is most of the time what you guys are going to actually end up seeing in the final product, but I do still like to just, thoroughly check, make sure. If I had to go to the bathroom or something, you cut that out. You cut that out. Just because you don't really want... How do I word it? You don't really want that gap in the video. And, even back in the day with old school Let's Play videos, I know I have said that my vibe with these videos is mainly going for the more old style... Dude, this is crazy. Dude. I know I said in the last part that my style for these videos is more old school format. It's harnessing back to kind of the days of what old school YouTube was like with Let's Play styled content and everything. But that being said, even old school, Let's Players, they did, if they went to the bathroom, they cut that. Okay, they cut that out. I feel as if that's just kind of, look, I'm a fan of the very no-edit format, but you gotta have a little, you gotta have a little bit of a cut there to just, look, maybe the bathroom break's pretty bad, maybe you gotta really make sure that gap is, I guess, properly accounted for. Okay, for some reason I thought it's this thing up here. I'll do this after hold on, can I do like a, I was trying to do the, one of the combo things you can get is kind of if you, like, slip off of a little ledge and get a little momentum, it gives you a combo meter thing, but I was hoping I could do that, but unfortunately I was not able to. But, yeah, I really, again, also figuring out what I'm going to, because I'm very much a banter type of person when it comes to if I'm going to make content like this. And I can definitely safely say that, you're going to be hearing a lot of banter from me in these videos. It's just in my nature, if you will. I have tried, any time I play this kingdom, I have focused so heavily on trying to efficiently get the... See, that's the little slip-off thing. You can get like a 4 combo on just these. I mean, I know you're not getting that many bananas for it, but I mean, it's 18 bananas, man. You take them where you can get them. really. Do this. Should work. But, yeah, I was having a conundrum today of when to actually... I mean, of course, not that I feel like I'm obligated to always record, right? Every single day. I can miss a day, right? But I did ultimately... Ooh. Okay. Not perfect, but we make it work where we can. But I tried to figure out when I'd actually end up recording this, because I knew I wanted to record today. It was just a matter of gathering the energy. I'm a pretty low energy person overall a lot of the time, especially if I'm just waking up. But I was, figuring out the time that I wanted to actually end up recording this. And I was like, you know what? Lean cuisine lunch is what I need. That's that's my motivator, I guess, if you will. Get this. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. You remember how I said in the last episode that because of me using an Xbox controller, the shake inputs were kind of janky? That was some of the least jank I've ever encountered with this thing. That's crazy. But yeah, if you're wondering, by the way, because I feel this is a very important thing to point out. Actually, first, I should probably point out, Rogue Hog fight. I mentioned in the last episode that every barrel, they all have their own unique variant of a certain type of fight. This is the hog fight. The whole shtick is that you kind of just you yoink him a little bit. You get up close to him, you yoink him, and he kind of like drops a coconut, and then you just like jump up to that coconut and just hurl it back at him. You can do 2 at least on this one. I think it's possible on other ones, but yeah, he doesn't really do a whole lot outside of he'll throw like electrical ones, and if those hit you, they do damage, but you can clap them specifically. See? Yeah, there's the 2 deal. But you can clap them and actually, make them into regular coconuts. But is it this? Yeah! When he gets to this phase, and you'll see in future fights of the hog fights, he starts throwing these spike balls and everything. Of course, this is the first variant of the fight, so it's not like he's the most threatening in the world. Also, if you stay in front of him and don't do much for too long, he tries to just slap you. Just straight up, he just slaps you, which is, is what it is. But that's kind of a basic summary of what I guess you can expect out of the hog fights. They're, as a kid, they were definitely one of my favorites. I was about to say I kind of suck at them now, but I think the hog fights I'm fine at. It's the rock fights I tend to get hit more often than I should. I mean, it's that's not to say like I don't get hit often necessarily, but it happens, There we go, Watermelon Kingdom down, and we most definitely got all 3 crests. 1942 is kind of crazy, in my humble opinion, if you ask me. What are we at? 8 minutes. Ooh, this has been a longer kingdom. Hello. We might end up actually having a bit of a longer episode today. I, for some reason, thought because of the fact that stage 1 of Watermelon Kingdom tends to be a little short. The Monkey Fest, it's a little short. I thought as a result this was going to be a shorter episode. Granted, we haven't done the second kingdom yet, so hold your horses. Maybe. I mean, it's if I remember anything about the Apple Kingdom, no, it's actually I think a little more lengthy pace than the Watermelon Kingdom. So. Yeah, this might be like maybe will we hit the 20 minutes, fellas? Will we hit the 20 minutes? I don't know. But yeah, so far I've just I've got to say, part 1. Oh yeah, this is okay. Before I go on that ramble, and I'll probably forget to go on that ramble, which is fine. There are these secret kingdoms that you can get for every barrel that are a little more endgame. We won't talk about it too much if you don't know much about this game, but. These are definitely, while you can go ahead and tackle them, they unlock once you get all 3 crests in all 3 kingdoms for every barrel. But these are more endgame in a sense that, we'll find out later. But we're not going to do these yet. We're going to do these at a much later point in the Let's Play. For now... We are starting the K-Barrel. Remember how I said that, we were going to kind of be awkwardly starting through a new, barrel? Well, guess what? It's happening. And we are doing the Apple Kingdom. See? Told you. Told you. Told you that's what we were doing. What was the thing I was going to mention? Oh, yeah! So, yeah, thus far, I gotta say, my confidence going into this episode is a lot higher. As a lot of you know, I was kind of a, I say as a lot of you know, sorry. I'm still having to get used to the fact that there's not really an audience, but maybe I could just internally, hold on, watch us. I can do something sick. Hold on. I don't know why I'm so determined to do this. Oh, wait. Oh, dude, I wanted to get the ground pound in and get a combo 4 and then, you know, grab them. It's okay. Wasn't meant to be. But I can, however, in a very petty fashion, do this. I almost killed myself. That's crazy. There we go. There we go. But, yeah, I'm a lot less socially... I feel a lot less socially awkward going into this episode. Already. Just because, again, it's like, you gotta get that first... Really, the wind messed me... I'm gonna die? It's kind of insane. Oh! You know, I was expecting to have a death in this Let's Play, obviously. Not this early, okay? Not this early. It genuinely was not expected. Why am I so determined to just, like... It's literally just a single bat. You know... yeah, that'll work. But, yeah, I'm feeling so much less awkward, and it genuinely... like I said, for any of you guys who do happen to stumble across these videos, I hope you end up enjoying them. Of course, I know they're not the most high-edited thing, most high-energy thing, Mr. Beast style. I think in the future, I'll maybe make a push for making more edited content, but my PC at the time, I say at the time, right now, it's kind of not... It doesn't deal with the concept of high energy, like editing really well. It used to deal with it a lot better, but I've had this rig since 2017? 2017, yeah. It's like, it's never been the most powerful build in the world. Basically, you know, I don't know how many of you guys out there who maybe happen to see this will care much, or if you're much of a tech nerd. Hold on, can I? No reason to do that. Literally no reason to do that. I'm just trying to style point. But I don't know how many of you guys are like tech nerds or whatnot, but my rig, for the most part, consists of a GTX 1080, which is like, you know, look, it's a low-end card, but it is one of the way more, like, stable, you know, the 1080, it's a very well-respected, you know, aged like fine wine sort of card. I think even nowadays, if you get one, you're in for a pretty good rig, I'll be honest. I think you're in for a pretty good rig, all things considered. And you don't got much to worry about. You can play most games at some 1080p settings. The problem with my build, okay, the problem with my build is my CPU. Now, my CPU, it was done by, like, my brother-in-law back in 2017. It is a custom build, so I've at least got that going for me. You know, I'm not working with some janky pre-build. I have nothing against pre-builds, by the way. I just want to clarify that. But there is no denying that they do have a history of being typically just a tad more jank. Little armadillo guy. Watch us. Doink. 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 There's not much explaining. You literally just have to pick him up and then just time the little things. But, yeah, so this custom build was done by my brother-in-law. I believe he also picked out the parts. And I love him. But he made the conscious decision to pair my 1080 with an Intel i7 4th gen. Now, you know, again, to some of you non-tech savvy people, that may not, it's like, at the end of the day, what's the real issue with that? That was awesome, by the way. And maybe like, what's the real issue to that? You know, the issue is that, basically, in layman's terms, my CPU and the overall power behind it is much less compared to the power of my 1080. And typically what happens is this little thing we like to call in the tech world of a bottleneck, right? I like to call it a bottleneck, which essentially means that in order to account for the fact that one of your parts is way less powerful than some of your others, in this case, my 1080 is way less powerful than my i7 4th gen. As a result, my CPU has way more load on it and way more that it has to stress and do. Therefore, I definitely have a rig where if I'm playing something high-end, even though I've got a 1080, which should be able to account for it pretty well, the thing that's doing most of the load is not my GPU. It is my CPU, because it's not powerful, and it's like if you've ever seen that, I don't know the format, but that dude that, pushes up the boulder. I think it's like a Greek mythology thing. I don't remember. But there was a whole getting over it game styled after it. I know that for sure. Oh. But yeah, basically my CPU just has to do more. And I think in all the cases where it matters the most, my PC does just fine. Like, I can record and play Nintendo Wii emulation like this just fine. Like, you literally see there's no issue. Now, I think in all of the emulators that kind of matter to a lot of people, my PC tends to run them just fine. It tends to run just fine. Of course, some of the higher end stuff, it's the bounds of, ooh, I'm getting hit there. Yeah, I kind of figured. But why am I petty? Why am I getting this? Well, I guess technically it does matter because you actually do get little bonus bananas going into a boss, depending on, the amount of hearts you have. See? That's the proof. The proof's in the pudding. But yeah, basically, my CPU just, it has more of a load that it has to, I guess, work with. And as a result, I think, especially in the video editing world, oh man, you mean to tell me, I completely whiffed that. How many can I do? Yeah, my PC just struggles with the concept of high editing, like energy and whatnot, and I've always been interested in it, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain about 17, that's pretty good. But I'm not going to complain about doing the lighter, more casual stuff like this, because it also brings out another side of me that I really enjoy, which is just talking, playing games and talking. By the way, new fight type, I think this is literally the last fight type. This is the Tusks fight. They're little, like, cybernetic elephants. The whole shtick with them, you gotta take these little, like, bomb pineapples and just throw them into the tusk. After that, they got a little heart exposed. They drop a bunch of them, and you gotta chuck the pineapples at them. It's a little different. It's it's a little more. It's not as much about just like mindlessly wailing on them. It's you gotta correctly aim and just throw the pineapple at them. It's still not like these are the most difficult in the world. I think the very last variant that you have to do with this fight, that's so funny how that didn't land. The very last variant you have to do with this fight, it's definitely one of the more difficult fights in the whole game. I will be honest. I think out of all genuine, like, difficult bosses in this game, including the variants of bosses, man, I think it's the last variant you guys are going to see of this boss, which again, that's going to come in a later part, obviously, but it is tough, and definitely, it's not like, I don't think, I find it very hard to die when you get to this stage of, a kingdom where you have all of this health and everything that you get. And if you're getting the correct amount of crest counts and everything, you're probably gonna be fine, right? I think it's gonna kill him. Yeah, I killed him. Cool. But you're probably gonna have enough health where even if you play horribly, even if you don't do that well, you're probably gonna be just fine. But the last variant of this fight, I think, is genuinely the most difficult boss in the whole game. It's not bad, but definitely is a little tough, and you guys will see that in a later episode. Cool. What do we finish that off with? 1307. That's not bad at all. Again, ultimately the goal is just to hit, 1,000 or more. That is the goal, and I think that will most of the time be pretty achievable, but I guess in the case that maybe it somehow isn't, then, we'll do an extra part for it, go back and do it later. I don't know, maybe a much shorter episode, maybe like less than 10 minutes, which will feel weird to do, but I mean, if it's got to come down to it, it's got to come down to it. What are we at time-wise? 20 minutes. We hit that 20 minutes. Yeah. I think it was a combination of somehow the Watermelon Kingdom took longer than expected, and I died in the Apple Kingdom. So, go figure. Cool. And then what do we got to look forward to next time? The Strawberry Kingdom. I don't actually remember what kingdom comes after this off the top of my head, but we have the Strawberry Kingdom and whatever kingdom comes after this to look forward to in the next episode, which will also put us in a position where we are actually lined up for the J Barrel on part 4? Part 4? Yeah, I'm understanding that correctly. Okay, yeah. So, that's going to do it for part 2 of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Hope any of you guys who happen to see this enjoy. I am, again, feeling way more confident. And I hope that for any of you who do happen to see this, that the commentary is much better, much more sophisticated. Well, it's not sophisticated. I'm pretty all over the place with my commentary, but I hope it's enjoyable, right? I hope it's enjoyable. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to leave it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all in the next part. See you guys. Bye-bye.